And summit. Hunger on, hunter threat on. Oh, the hunters are watching your every move. Play it safe or risk getting ambushed on detours. Alright. So the hunter threat will be on. Start game. Night 1. The beginning. We have the yellow eyes of Callie. She has some scar on her face. She's looking at the fire. Her shoulder is hurt. She's looking at a house being set on fire from the inside. She has a walkie-talkie. She's Asian descent. And now we have the Q title card. Vampires, the Masquerade, Reckoning of New York. December 2024. 7 nights until New Year. Oh, so it's in the future. Alright, Brooklyn, No Country for Odd Kid, Night 1. D'Angelo's Bureau, if you can even call it that, feels more like a rough draft of an asteroid belt. Suggesting it's shabby almost gives it too much credit, as if there's some hidden allure up to the mess, which there definitely isn't. So this is D'Angelo's Bureau. Yeah. There's a billboard, cardboard. There's a billboard with the corks. His head is cocked thoughtfully, beady eyes piercing me right through. Does this acute interest stem from the matter I brought in, or does he simply enjoy watching me wriggling in this wretched chair? I would ask, but underneath the repulsive mask of his face, I noticed something that looks a lot like fear. A detail I pocket for later. A strong synthetic odor taints the still air. The world is moving forward, but this crap reeks worse than your average smoke. And the way he squashes those mini cigs in the ashtray, it's clear D'Angelo's struggling to shake off bad habit. Not that I'm one to throw stones, but he's quite the character. Useful, but infuriating too at times. Like right now, for example. Let me just get this straight. You lost your sire, eh? So yeah, it's the same look. I recognize D'Angelo very well. His sunglasses, the beanie hat, the jeans coat on top of an Hawaiian shirt, on top of a t-shirt. So yeah, he's dressed for winter. Patience, Callie, or am I speaking in riddles, or oh come on? Should I be sassy? I don't know. Okay, I got the journal and the glossary. Okay, the glossary tells stuff about all the other clans. This is basically stuff we're already familiar with. So now we have, the Banu Hakim, the judges, the clan of the hunt, assassins, children of Hakim, Sarazen, mediator, lawmen. The Bruja, the Caitiff, vampires without a clan, the clanless. Gangrel, the clan of the beast, animals, pharaohs, hunters. Mortals have discovered the existence of supernatural creatures around them, and rather than give it to despair, decide to take action. They work in cells, small tight-knit group, united for protection, teamwork, or share cause. The Sombra, Malkavian, Nosferatu, Ravnos. Masters of misdirection, the Ravnos prefer not to fight or bleed for something they can attain through subtler means. They can charm and vanish within the same mortal breath, and for those once fooled quickly learn to question their very senses when in the company of ravens. Always on the move, the Ravnos can never rest in the same place for long, lest their curse light them on fire as they slumber. Oh, okay. So they're nomads. Rogues, ravens, daredevils, the haunted. If they stay too long at the same place, their curse puts them on fire out of nowhere. So so that's probably what we saw at the beginning. It wasn't a fire, that was Callie losing her sire. Thin Blood, Toreador, Tremere, Tzimitzi. Oh, to the Tzimitzi, possession is all. They aim to dominate and own the subject of their possessiveness, jealousy guarding it, like their namesake dragon, wood is hoard. Everything from land, people, cults, companies, or gangs can fall under the covetous claws of a dragon. This relentless desire extends to their own bodies as well. and they often rework themselves into flawless, hideous, or utterly alien form, all the better to display their utter control over all things theirs. Moniker, dragons, the old clan, voivods, stokers. And we have the Ventru. We have logbooks, character discipline, okay. I'm gonna say, oh, come on. Oh, I have to hold it. I didn't lose him, you goof. He just never turned up to our meeting. Oh, okay. Easy, Tiger. Just trying to get the situation clear here. What's unclear about it? I went to our meeting spot and he wasn't there. That never happens. Reynald Castle has an knack for vanishing, though. Maybe he had to make himself scarce, skip town. He would have left me a clue for sure. You still relying on those wall tags, the hobo code or whatnot? Little Chandler here has totally been killing it lately. I mean, I might have casually mentioned the code once or twice, but nothing major. Well, alright, maybe I showed him a symbol, one that's pretty much useless on its own. If Reynard catches wind of me spilling the beans, he's gonna flip. He's like Fort Knox when it comes to our secrets. Hello, Douglas. It is a new game indeed. It's been released for a while now, and it's ready for Halloween. So it's a vampire story. Basically, we have a sire. He just skipped town. He missed a meeting, and now we're looking at a detective to help us find him because he usually never skipped town without a clue. So right now he's AWOL, and now we're trying to figure out what to do. So this is the beginning of the story. We do, and I found absolutely zilch. Which doesn't happen, by the way. We never bail on each other when we split up for stuff like this. It's too dangerous. Well, it didn't have a chance to leave a trail. Where were you two supposed to rendezvous? He doesn't need to know. Why is he snooping around so much? Sorry for the great interruption. I got my bank that should ask me if I pay something international with PayPal. My bank is from United States, but in Puerto Rico, since we're not a state, they ask me their questions. I just want to make sure that everything went through. I haven't. I've never had received any notice from PayPal. Do you want me to check it now? I can check it now with PayPal to see if I received anything, but I don't think I have. Not as I'm aware. Nope. I didn't receive anything. Sorry. Wait. Yeah, no, I'm checking my log. I didn't receive any payment. Sorry about that. So, why is he snooping around so much, or I should tell him? Yeah, let's tell him. I mean, he's doing his job. A member sub? Well, I would have had an alert if it was for a sub. Like, usually, like... Wait. I don't know how you got through. Where do you go to get a sub? But here, I'll make it official. I'll pay on my own money and try to send me a payment via PayPal. If you need help, ask somebody from your side. Let's wait. Ah.
They say sorry, the sub is not possible for this user. Okay. Something's going on with Twitch. You have to check on your end. Oh yeah, call your bank because I can't even give you a gifted sub. Like this is weird. Oh, it says that you're a sub, but I never got any alarm with Prime. Okay, yeah, it says you're sub. All right, okay, good. Okay, so you're sub. Well, thank you for the sub, no eyesight. I very much appreciate it. All right. So, okay, I should tell him Coney Island, just a few blocks off the Wonder Wheel. Continue. He nods, utterly unsurprised, and I feel my hackles rise. If you do not receive anything at all, I would approve of the email. If you get a chargeback, just tell me because that means. All right, no problem. So yeah, you're technically you're sub, and the reason why I couldn't give you a sub because you're already sub. So that went through, but I didn't get any notice from PayPal, and I didn't get an alert from Twitch saying that you were a sub. So that was weird. He nods, utterly unsurprised, and I feel my hackle rise. You knew already? I had a hunch, but thanks for telling me either way. Maybe dropping by D'Angelo wasn't such a great plan. Or maybe he's not as useless as I assume. He's definitely got me on edge. I shoot him a skeptical glance, but he appears to be elsewhere, lost in his own thought. His lips move silently, almost like he's whispering a prayer. No problem. Thank you very much. Prick your ears, what's that, or ignore it. I'm gonna prick my ears. I strain my ears and finally catch a few words. Oh yeah, because he's talking like he's doing his own narration. Like that's his little personality kink. When a damsel in distress entered his dimly lit office, lost in the urban jungle and with nowhere to go, she turned to the only person she could trust, Detective Extraordinaire Gianni D'Angelo. But neither of them foresaw the storm brewing, ready to shake their world to its core. I'll skip over your noir wet dreams, but what's the deal with the storm? Don't worry about it. The way he says it really makes me worry about it, but I brush it off. So, you made your way to Coney Island, but came up empty-handed. No castle, no trail to follow. Anything noteworthy at all? Just your typical shady assholes loitering around, clinging up to something. Pretty standards for New York City, as far as I'm aware. Shady assholes? Who, Kindred? Regular folks, I think. Old twitchy and restless. He furrows his brow, nodding slowly. He seems more in mourning than deep in thought. When he finally speaks, it's not that at all what I was expecting to hear. To be frank, Ali, I'm running short on answers. Your sire seems just temporarily unavailable, or gone for good, or something else. Can't say I'm entirely shocked. He tries to stroll around nonchalantly, but the mess in his bureau just as nonchalantly throws him off balance. It completely ruins his noir vibe, so I shoot him a cheeky grin, but he's too caught up to even notice. Breaking character must have rattled him good.
Because my headphones were slightly disconnected. I couldn't hear the game through my headphones. Now I can. So was the mic working well all this time? I need to check it out if that was the case, but basically you haven't missed much if you haven't. If I were you, I would take a leaf out of his book and disappear pronto. In fact, that's exactly what I intend to do once I'm through with my business in the city. So he's about to pack and leave. Oh, okay. Unpocket the fear I observed the moment ago and give D'Angelo another look. Lasting look. Another good lasting look. He's generally terrified, like seriously scared, but there's this hint of desperation too. I gotta tame my inner con artist. She's practically salivating in my head, but waiting to join in. But when things go south, D'Angelo, the buddy you stick with, not somebody you would ditch and forget. Gianni, seriously, what's up? I'm kind of freaking out here. There are too many loose ends to stitch together a complete tale, and frankly, it's too lengthy for just one night anyway. But there's a storm gathering in the city. I've been through some rough patches, but this feels like a whole different kind of trouble. Cut the cryptic shit just for once. He looks over my shoulder, lost in thoughts, like he's figuring out how to drop an anchor on someone who's already drowning. Our kind has been dropping like flies lately. Nobody seems to be a specific target, but it's hitting mostly Duskborn. Thin Bloods. The court dubs it the calling of the Thin Bloods. Real knee slapper they've got, those sons of guns. But there have been other victims too. A chill runs down my dead spine. Here's the sad reality. New York City has never been as dangerous for Kindred as it is these nights. Yes, it's true. There's been a lot of more of hunter activity since the Second Inquisition. What for? Infighting or external threat or the perp? Any clue who might be behind it? I've got a couple of theories. You know what? I'll fill you in while we hit the road. The urge to flee slams into me like a freight train. There's something about his tone that almost convinces me to hightail it out of the city, but it's not quite time to make a break for it. I might stick around for a while, so... D'Angelo, visibly concerned. Should I be worried too? You're really not gonna let him go, huh? Of course not! I'll fire Reynard, come hell or high water. Besides, someone has to handle detective duty since, judging by how desperately you want me to drive you out of town, air quote damsel in distress is already taken. D'Angelo tilted his head downward, just enough to fix his crooked smile, a smile abandoned by joy long ago. I know you well enough to not even bother trying to change your mind, but you have an knack for diving headfirst into trouble, so hear me out. Keep your head down, stay off the radar, don't feed willy-nilly, and above all, do not reveal your true nature unless you're 100% sure nobody can see you. So, the masquerade, basically. I'm not joking, Callie. Keep low, or else. Yeah, thanks for the tip. I rise to my feet and wave goodbye as I head out the door. I'll grab you once I've found Reynard, on my own, since you've been such a big help. Game save. It takes me a while to actually notice the air around me, crisp and clear, without the ever-present stench of D'Angelo's nicotine habit. I found it's taking me longer each time to catch on. When will I reach the point where I don't notice it anymore? Reynard's silence and the total lack of hints about his whereabouts bug me, way more than I'm ready to say out loud. The streets are deserted. It's like everyone vanished, scared off by the winter chill that mortals seems to hate. The darkness of the night, lit up by bursts of colors, kind of beautiful in a bleak, urban way. But my sire is gone and I don't know what to do. Back at D'Angelo's, I was all talk, swearing that I would track down Raynor myself or burn out trying. Pretty sure he saw right through my BS, where I half as confident as I pretended I wouldn't feel so utterly lost. So right now in the streets of New York, there are signs. We're near Brooklyn. There's a tunnel nearby. Battery turn is now UL carry turn. In late December, in the big fucking dangerous apple of all places. If D'Angelo's warning have any weight, maybe it's time to bulk up our supplies. Our coterie? Let's just say we're big on being ready for anything. Reynard's the mastermind behind all our safety nets, making sure we don't even brush close to failure. His obsessive preparedness has pulled off out of the fire more than once. wherever we're running our gigs, we've got these spots stocked up with goods and, let's call it, personal protection. One of those hidden cache lies just around the block, if I remember right. It's been ages, but that's probably the first place I should hit up before I go hunting for Reynard. Better safe than in a grave, right? End. Square one, Coney Island, main quest. The rundown parking lot where I stashed my RV seemed deserted enough to keep away prying eye. I should head back to Coney Island. Okay, I feel better. It's cooler than I thought. I grew up in Brooklyn. I was born in Brooklyn. Sounds so great. Yes. So right now we have a map. We're really around Brooklyn. So the precautionary measure brings us in front of the bridge that leads to Staten Island. And then we have Coney Island in the south. And our RV is on the east side of Brooklyn. So this is where we are right now. There's a map. I can see Manhattan, Queens, and Bronx. Sure, my RV is a fortress on wheels and all, but I better move it before it starts drawing too much attention. If anything happens to our stash, I'd rather not dwell on that unless I want dodging Reynard to become my main focus instead of figuring out where he vanished. And then we have Coney Island. The rundown parking lot where I stashed my RV seemed deserted enough to keep away prying eyes. I should head back to Coney Island and see if Reynard showed up while I was away. Or maybe he left one of our signature wall signs, cluing me in on what to do next. I'm going to download to my phone, because that's where I got most security pads, so I see if I can connect you there. I don't have a Patreon. Well, I have an account, but I haven't prepped it for people who want to use it. You can try some stuff with Patreon if you want, but... Okay, so the RV and Coney Island have the Ragnos crest on it. The precautionary measure is a detour. I want to try that. Survival is the game we all play, or so Reynard always preached to our gang. That's why we've stashed supply caches all over. If the Angelos are warning old water, grabbing some supplies might actually come in handy. Alright, I'm doing this. Great, just fucking great. Looking over the wreckage of what used to be my secret stash, I can't stop the flood of swears. To the channel another way, does not prime even though it's not the only one. Okay. Well, I have a donation box lower. It goes through Stream Elements and Streamlabs and PayPal, so that could be a thing. But I don't know if it's if that box is accessible. If not, I can just send you the link straight, basically. See if it works. Whoever the hell found it, they cleared it out completely. Ah! They didn't even have the courtesy to leave my bad for the raid note. It wasn't a treasure trove or anything, just an old combat knife, a bulletless revolver, and some jewelry I was planning to pawn off for far less than what they're worth. I get why they would take that stuff, but seriously, what's anyone gonna do with a cooler full of expired blood bags? Ah! Could this have been the work of one of our kind? After what D'Angelo said, it doesn't seem too far-fetched. Fuck! Whoever they are, they better hope I don't find them first. Stepping back into the street, the harsh reality hits me. My gears is history, and no amount of complaining is going to magically bring back... Okay, I'll download Steam Labs. Want to make sure, yes, accessible. Okay, I can't... yeah, alright. No amount of complaining is going to magically bring it back. Believe me, I tried. But then again, maybe I'm just being paranoid. D'Angelo has a thing for urban legend and slapping conspiracy theories onto pretty much anything. Why should this time be any different? It's Christmas after all. Around these parts, looting is practically a holiday tradition. As I'm coming to terms with my situation and thinking about what to do next, I get that weird feeling. It's like my inner alarm system is giving me a nudge, telling me something's off. Oh! A quick look behind me confirms it. Yep, I got followers. And not just one, but two. Finally, I'm hitting my social media milestones. My gut tells me to move faster, and I find myself darting into a barely lit alleyway, disappearing into the shadows, press myself against the cold brick and wait. That's when I catch it. A high-pitched voice, filled with endless babble. Her words cut through the air, harsh and acidic. She's talking about me, and it's far from flattering. Squeaker. It was her! The freak drab and all that drab gray. I haven't told ya! Drab gray? Who the hell does she think she is? I need to get a look at them. Girl! We come back empty-handed for the third time and we're fucking cooked! Oh, fuck her and her cheap-ass forest ranger getup. The nerve to diss my look. Why are they even after me anyway? The one making all the noise is fidgeting non-stop, like a squirrel high on candy, muttering something I can't make out. It's clear planning, impromptu action isn't her strong suit. This is a hunter! I'm pretty sure this is a hunter. The other one seems timid, obviously wishing she was anywhere but here. I would find the whole scene hilarious under different circumstances, but I got bigger fish to fry than this low-budget permanent midnight remake. Don't scare the shit out of them, wait longer, or unseen passage, walk away undetected. Oh yeah, we're gonna take obfuscate too. And the hunger increased, of course. Enough is enough, I'm out of here. I embraced my surroundings, slipping in another layer of myself, cool and weirdly comforting. Makes me feel invisible, like a stealthy panther lurking unseen in dense underground, gliding silently through the urban jungle. As I walk past both girls, I catch a glimpse of a two-way radio and a revolver, my revolver, tucked under the loudmouth's jacket. She's the embodiment of every mean girl stereotype but armed and dangerous. Mostly to herself. In the end, I leave them both be. They weren't exactly a threat, but damn. Turns out the Angela wasn't just blowing smoke on my ass. But none of that alters my goal. Finding Reynard remains a top priority. So yeah, they looted my my shit. I could go back to Coney Island and see if he turns up while I was gone. The possibility of berating him for thoughtlessness cracks me up, if only a little. And yeah, I gotta move the RV before it draws too much attention. Before some busybody develops an unwanted interest in it. But there's no point in driving into Coney Island when I can take the subway, so what to do first? Alright, so Coney Island or the RV? Okay, okay. Zima, hello there. How you doing? How you doing? Once again, my Tangia is not connected to the PS5. I cannot do it. If I could, I would do it. But yeah, hello there. You're just in time for a vampire story. I'm doing well. Basically, our sire is missing. It's Christmas Eve of this year, so we're in the future. December 2024. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Big heart for you. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. So, right now we're at Coney Island. We need to move the RV. But we're not going to put the RV and drive it to Coney Island. That's going to be silly. Vampire the Masquerade, let's go! Yes, you're a big fan? We're playing a Ravnos right now. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to go to Coney Island. You would think the subway at 3 a.m. on Christmas night would be a tranquil haven, right? Think again. It's not exactly a morning rush, but there's still a bunch of people around, most of them zoned out, clearly buzzed from booze, drugs, or just plain old tiredness. Take the RV, you can take a special lane to go to Coney Island. Well, yeah, The blood slowly coursing through their veins just beneath the surface of their skin tempts me in ways I cannot describe. I forced myself to look away, not for the dregs of my own mortality, nor because I feel any grand respect for them. It's simpler than that. Too many eyes, too much risk. My crew's unspoken credo. Oh, sorry, I got spam. I get off at Coney Island, quickly heading back to the Wonder Wheel, scanning for Reynard's unmistakably flamboyant red overcoat he somehow managed to pull off. No such luck, but maybe back at our usual spot, or perhaps he swung by while I was out and left one on our wall signs. So right now we're in front of a thing that says Abraham's daughter, and there's a lot of graffiti. Usually the Ravnos talk in graffitis. I'm very lagged on stream, so I'll stop until something happens. I could take time to answer. Yeah, alright. I'm gonna give more time to... the RV is a little bit north on the map. I cannot check the map right now, but it's still around Brooklyn, but on the north side of Brooklyn. Oh, no, wait. Yeah. On the east side of Brooklyn, sorry. We had a stash on Brooklyn, on the riverside. Right now we're on Coney Island. And yeah, the RV is east of Brooklyn. No such luck, maybe back at our usual spot. Perhaps he swung by while I was out and left one of our wall signs. Instead, what greets me is an unsettling number of shitty figures prowling around. 3 to be exact, all on edge, looking like they're on some sort of patrol. From the speed lane from RVs and Woods Mass Public. They're a kindred, they're probably Camarilla, considering this is their territory. It's not that I have an issue with them. Okay, I do, but let's not get into that right now. I'm just not up for socializing. One kindred run-in per night is already pushing my limits. Cloak of Shadows, that's hide in plain sight. Silence of Death, they won't hear me walking away. Oh, okay. So what should I cover? My sight or my earring? What will it be? What will it be? Usually I go for sight if I have to choose, but if they're kindred, they're probably gonna hear me anyway. I'm more inclined towards Silence of Death because usually there are kindred with powers that can see through my cloak. I know I have, being a Malkavian. I just use Auspex. I can see you. Silence of Death, like even if I can see you, like anybody? Eyesight, but damn it, I'm so slow with the lag. I don't know what the hell happened. All right. So, I'm gonna follow no eyesight. I'm gonna go with Cloak of Shadows. I let go of myself. The meat, veins, yeah, the hunger raised again, of course. The meat veins, bones of my suit, the wind wrapping around me like the warm hug of a mother welcoming her. The curious glances of those passing by slip off me as if I was never there. As soon as they vanish into the night, I appear in plain sight and quickly head towards the Wonder Wheel. Reynard isn't there to greet me, and a quick look around, he reveals no wall signs either. Turn on my heel, disappointed, and lock eyes with one of the prowlers I so skillfully dodge. Their gaze is steady, piercing, downright eerie. With no option left, I put on my best con woman face and give them a nonchalant nod before walking away with all the confidence I can muster. Big mistake, it turns out. The prowler lurches forward, chasing after me as I break into a run. I've been to this amusement park many times before, so I know it like the back of my hand. I duck and weave through the rides and boots, shaking off my pursuer with ease. Turning off system and turning back on again, also my Wi-Fi network. Yeah, no problem. I have to leave Coney Island, maybe even New York, just as D'Angelo warned. The city's become a no-go zone for kindred, or at least for me. I'm almost at the entrance to the subway when I notice her. Actually, scratch that. It's my skin that reacts first. Every hair standing on end as if I'm electrocuted. An alarm blares in my head, screaming danger. Only then do I see her stepping smoothly out of the shadow, gait relaxed and yet somehow predatory. Enjoying the ride, sugar? Oh, that's the Scourge. That's the Scourge. I know that red hair. Alright, we're fucked. I have no idea who she is, and I'm normally spot on identifying those who would prefer me finally dead. It's handy in my line of business. Sorry, we're closed for the night. Guess Yelp forgot to mention they don't serve the night owl crowd here. She doesn't even blink at my quip and just keep inching closer. I feel an urge to step back, but a quick side-eye informed me that the prowlers have returned and are standing right beside me. I'm afraid you're gonna have to come with me. Don't tell me what to do. Am I a criminal now? I was raised better than that. Sorry, no can do, sugar. Dad always say not to go off with stranger. Her smile stretches wider, but it's devoid of any real humor or warmth. She's only steps away now, and I'm definitely trapped. Well, this stranger isn't giving you too many options, doll. I am Valerie Duval, the Scourge of New York. Yeah, I forgot her name, but yeah, I remember her title. Valerie Duval. I have to remember her. Valerie Duval. And yeah, when the Scourge is looking for you, she finds you. And if she finds you, you comply. Because she's going to bring you in, conscious or not. Dead or unalive, or basically staked. The council issued an arrest warrant in your name since they've taken interest in your unusual endeavors. With those recent business meetings, you've left a trail of breadcrumbs too scrumptious not to follow. The fuck? We barely had no time to look around New York, let alone meet up with anyone. Now, you can either accompany me without a fuss, or, well, let's just leave it at the first option. It's decidedly in your best interest. She gestured to one of the prowlers behind me, her henchman, I guess, who dishes a hefty, sharpened steak. My throat tightens involuntarily. What the fuck does the council want with me? Our crew's business isn't all that against their precious tradition, is it? I am not without reason, darling. Your move? You have the wrong person. Thanks for the fake choice. Or God, she's annoying. I'm gonna go with the wrong person. Honestly, you got the wrong person. Unless you're talking about a parole violation, in which case, hey, I've been guilty of that way back when. I'm seriously just here by chance, so if we could just... The tip of the steak jabs painfully against my back, right where my heart would be beating madly if it wasn't all that shriveled up. Shit! Last chance. Alright, Jesus, I'll fucking go with you! Valerie tosses me a so-called smile, the sort of that could turn the sun into ice. Good girl. Now come. The council is waiting. Alright, so we couldn't get to the RV. So we're at the Elysium. Now I'm being slammed with some bullshit accusation and hauled to Elysium for interrogation. What the fuck? There's no way I'm playing along. Well, maybe I am, seeing as I'm about to go fang to fang with New York's Ivory Tower. Alright. So this is their joint. The Art Hole. Seriously, could they have picked a more pretentious spot? The Ivory Tower splinter had wedged itself right in the middle of New York City's swankiest row. Welcome to the still heart of the Camarilla's intricate machinations. Here's where the local children clink their glasses, all the while plotting each other's demise. Unless, of course, you're a pariah like me, an outcast from a wrong clan with an act for stirring up trouble. In which case, you're screwed from the get-go. Honestly, I prefer not knowing how posh it is. Places like this don't exactly roll out the red carpet for someone who deals with my kind of stuff. But, since I've got no immediate escape plans, might as well play along. I would happily shit on it on principle, but gotta admit, seems pretty low-key on the outside. not counting the two chuckling goons who clearly missed the memo on blending in with the crowd. And on that note, Valerie, is there a giggle-worthy revelation you'd care to share with me, Birdie? Your demeanor hints at a job well done, does it not? The awkward freeze frame those two are stuck in would be comedy gold if I wasn't knee deep in my own mess. Oh, Hound. Yeah, Miss Duval, sir. I mean, not really anything too wild, you know, just like the usual stuff we're seeing, I guess. So, he looks like one of the guys that's optional, one of the optional character in Coteries of New York, the first game. Does this usual stuff include the dubious character within a mile's reach of Elysium, groups of which you were specifically instructed to watch out? 3 of them, to be exact, if my count holds true. 3 groups of what? Honestly, I didn't spot a thing. Then again, maybe I'm just clued in on what to look out for. Let her cook. I'm out of the loop. Not cool. Wait, I've seen that before. Still, as she describes them, my mind races back to my unsuccessful meetup with Reynard and that weird run-in near our stash. Those dubious characters, could they be what D'Angelo was hinting at? Maybe they're the clue of the baffling disappearance of my sire? Might as well drop a subtle hint without going full disclosure. Maybe I'll reel in some info while still playing the part. You talking about the concealed carry enthusiast snooping around like Trouble's their middle name? Ran into a similar crew down by, near Washington Cemetery. Is there something more to them than being overly fond of their Second Amendment rights? I appreciate the input, but that shouldn't top your list for worries at the moment, sugar. So much for intel fishing. I mean, I apologize, we really should have... Yes, you really should have. Boy, that shot through him like an icy bullet. I wasn't exactly cozy myself, but that poor sod probably just shed the last ounce of warmth left in it. Return to your duties at once. I'll be expecting a detailed report within the next hour. Yes, Mr. Duval, sir. He waddles off like a scolded kid, and his pal refuses to meet our eyes. I throw Valerie a look of unwilling respect. She's obviously holds some serious clout in these parts. Come now, dragging your feet earns you no favors. And believe me, you could use a few. Is that an offer, Miss Duval? Her smile serves as enough of a silent veto to make it clear that prying any further is futile. Not exactly a good sign. She swings the door open, but there's no warm invitation and gesture. And we're at the Elysium. Yeah, I know that place very well. We're at the back store. There are a couple of paintings, but there's a big table with a big map and some things on it. The place doesn't quite live up to the posh art gallery image in my mind. Sure, there's a hint of what could be Basquiat on the walls, but most of the art is either shoved aside or covered up. My instincts shift into overdrive. First off, quick room survey. Search for escape routes, scan for access point, take a good look around. There's no way to run. Forget about that. Like, the sheriff is there usually. Access point? What does she mean by that? No exposed fuse boxes. No signs of optical fiber installation. Frankly, not a trace of any civilized tech in sight. Oh, okay. That's the thing with these old school meets modernity buildings. It just doesn't seat right with me. But that, of course, is exactly the Camarilla style. Step 2 practically unfolds on its own. The room's a powder keg of kindred in the middle of a tense debate. The tension is palpable, suspicion dial up to 11. That's when their voices finally break through the walls of my focus. Oh, this is Kadir. This is Kadir. He's wearing a military vest, gray and black camo.
Wouldn't have been such an issue if we had taken action when the signs were so glaringly obvious.
The long-haired hunk must be Hadir Al-Asmail, the Camarilla's sheriff. I've had my fill of stories about him, but now I can put a face to the reputation. Oh, this is Arturo.
If only the rest of us were blessed with your profound gift of foresight, Sheriff, all life would be a walk in the park. Allow me to emphasize, our risks aren't limited to a single front. Acting on a gut feeling might work wonders in motion pictures. Here is the real world. It's a different story.
This one's a mystery to me, but the way he's navigating the conversation is clearly a heavyweight in this part. He's the herald. Of course he's a heavyweight. He's the herald to the prince.
Spare me the pretense of ignorance, Arturo. The pattern was unmistakable well over a month ago. Now,
Arturo. Thomas Arturo? Oh shit! Ranard explicitly told me to steer clear of this guy's mess. The bickering rages on, and Valerie doesn't seem eager to reveal her catch, aka yours truly. Oh, and this is shit. Come on. The leader of the Tremere. She's the High Regent of the Chantry. Your playful decision to allow the Tin Blood to appoint Larson as their primogen raises his final debt to a level that can't be casually swept under the rug, Elaine. Tin-blooded or not, it throws into question our grip on the situation. Oh shit, Larson is dead. Larson is dead. That gotten out Ally McBeal. Definitely Hell's Aisling Sturbridge, the Tremere Regent. Yeah, I forgot her name. Aisling Sturbridge. I've been curious as Renard's operation extended to the local chantry, but he was, as always, tight-lipped about his private affairs. And of course, this is Ellen Panhard. She's all white. She's wearing black and has dyed black hair this time. And yeah, she's very posh, and she has a chained ankh around her stylized work dress with very triangular padded shoulders.
what would you have me do then? Unleash our dear sheriff without adequate reconnaissance? Just in the name of haste? We can't overlook his excessive efficacy in the last skirmish, can we? Doesn't the prospect of a masquerade breach give you pause?
Behold the queen bee herself, Alan Panhard, the reigning prince of Sticks Up the Ass. Oh fuck, is that Torque? What's he doing here? Yeah, he's having dog tag, but the dreads and the scar, that's definitely Torque.
I figure we're all fans of keeping things the way they are, but there's things to just sit back and think. And then there's times when you gotta step up to do something bold. This feels like it's time to make a move.
Thomas Arturo, an anarch.
An anarch championing chaos, a revelation that somehow fails to astonish. Oh, esteemed Baron of the Bronx.
Yeah, he's the prince's pet. Basically, they made a truce. Shit has been so hard. The anarch is a truce with the Camarilla, and the way they do that is like the leader of the anarch is bloodbound by the prince. An anarch baron inside Elysium? Now that's a plot twist. What's the deal here? As I continue to look around, another figure catches my eye. A young-looking woman, entirely decked out in black, casually playing with a cigarette. Oh, that's Julia! Julia, the main character from Shadows of New York, the La Sombra, now turned Primogen. Woo!
Yeah.
I want to see her. Yes. This is 100% how I remember her. Spiraling earrings. Her cross in the middle of her belly. Very long chain. Notebook. Cigarette. Buckled chain. Wearing all black. Sexy as shit. A lot of mascara, long black hair, ruffled, poorly cut because no mirror. She can't even look at the mirror and make up herself. So yeah, question mark, dot dot dot. She shoots me a brief glance, clearly picking up on my curiosity. Oh, and there's Addison, the elder. Basically, he speaks through the mouthpiece of his blind servant. Well, he's not really blind, he's just blindfolded. But they're blunt as well. Basically, he speaks for him and he does talks for him. But he's doing all the commanding through a telepathic link. So basically, like the servant is the spokesperson, it's just a tool. The ancient fart in the wheelchair, whispering to his servant, "Who's that?" Right as he's about to chime in, some lanky guy I totally missed until now decides to butt in. Oh, this is the other character we could have played. So on the second playthrough, we played this guy. My apologies for interrupting, Mr. Payne, but it appears Miss Duval has brought forward the issue you mentioned earlier. It might be wise to ensure she's not exposed to unnecessary information. How did I overlook this guy? He's all limbs and quirks, playing with some odd ring on his finger. He sticks out in his upscale bunch like a sore thumb. Is my mojo on vacation or what? Oh, yes, thank you for that shrewd observation, KF. Oh, that guy's a clanless. Ooh, a Ravnos and a Cative. I never played those before. Nice. She hurls those words like she's spitting venom. Whatever the opposite of sympathy is, she's brimming with it. Wait, Cative? Esteemed Council, I give you the troublesome Ravnos neonate. I gather you all desire a swift resolution to this matter. Her disruption has been minimal thus far. Let us hope that trend continues. As if in cue, every eye shifts on me. I'm not one to buckle under stage fright, but this silent ostracism is on a whole new level. In this room, I'm on my own. I understand the formal necessity of addressing all this, as well as my role in the matter. However, there are more pressing concerns demanding attention. Far more pressing. Shall we disregard all tradition too while we're at it? We've pirouetted around the Hudson problem for more than a year, yet progress remains as stale as our debate. Certainly, a few additional moments to honor the very laws you spearhead so vigorously couldn't hurt, could they? The Hudson is a completely different beast, as you are well aware. We need to address the locust swarm engulfing New York before Camarilla's entire framework crumbles beneath its weight. And does that sit with you, Payne? Just last night, 2 Duskborn and a fledgling from your clan were reduced to ashes, and we're still in the dark about who's pulling the strings. Shouldn't that worry you more than policing the purity of the red market? The old guy servant stepped forward, all awkward and rigid. In principle, I agree, Sheriff. However, should we continue to disregard even matter infraction, we broadcast a message of vulnerability. Vulnerability threatens our effort within and beyond our borders. Efforts we plan to carry on without interruption once the locust swarm, as you termed it, is eradicated. This is Julia? I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm inclined to agree with Gramps on this one. We can't simply let something like that slip through the cracks without taking proper measures. So, you assume the role of his advocate now? Quite the bold ascent up the ladder of your own making, Julia. What's next on the horizon? Another hostile? Enough! Enough already! An awkward silence falls over the room, but it seems more about customs than actual respect. Guess we're all just creatures of habit, undead or alive. The sheer tragics of the situation gives me a moment to sneak a glance at. The prince, the sheriff, or the old fart? Who should we look at? I'm gonna go with the one that the characters is less familiar with, which is the old fart. Nodding off is in his wheelchair. The coffin dodger looks like he's miles away from forming any independent thought, much less speaking them. Yet somehow he signals his wishes to his aide, who flawlessly translate them to the crowd. Am I the only one calling bullshit here? I might be reading too much into it, but I wouldn't trust that aide to pass me a napkin, let alone act as my voice. When the prince finally managed to speak, her voice lacks the confidence you would anticipate for someone at the helm. We're all here for the same reason you are, Aisling. Or am I mistaken and you forget where your loyalties lie? Even now, as she turns to me, her presence is weighted down. Not that I care, my head's on the shopping block, and she's the one calling the shots on whether it stays put on or rolls off. Now, let's put this issue to rest here and now. Strive for brevity, Sheriff. Understood. The weight of his gaze enough to me to lower my shoulder. Whatever comes, it's not gonna be pretty. Kali of Clan Ravnos, you stand accused of violating the New York Camarilla praxis, infringing on the tradition of hospitality, and endangering the masquerade, among other things. Oh, wait. A tradition of hospitality violation? Wait, what? Well, shit. Wait, on what grounds? Drop the act. There's a wealth of evidence that's recreational vehicle of yours, most of it confirming the suspicions we have been harboring over the recent months. Petty theft from our subject, impersonation of other kindred, lineage forgery. Need I go on? Whoa. Okay. So she were parking her RV into somebody else's turf, and whatever she stole to survive was basically, you know, the other guy's property, so they counted as theft. But impersonation of other kindred? Like, oh. Yeah, because impersonation of other kindred, this is something we can do with obfuscate. 1,000 faces, but she would impersonate other kindred instead of mortals? Yo! Okay. I understand why she's risking the death penalty, or the final death penalty. Those are big no-nos in the Camarilla, but lineage forgery? Okay, guilty. But when did they start caring? It's not like I'm the only one dipping my toes into the ocean of misdemeanors. At least they don't know about our artifact gig. But your involvement in large-scale blood and mortal trafficking outside our scrutiny and the jurisdiction of the circulatory system is as obvious as it is dangerous to the stability of our domain. Oh, the red market thing. Blood and mortal trafficking, I don't think this is us. Large scale my ass. We hardly move anything through New York. Definitely not enough to impact their operation. Plus, we're super careful. Especially with your clientele often being in direct hostility to our interests, as Primogen Payne was kind enough to confirm. Seriously, this can't be right. We always check our clients. Well, Reynard does, but... is this some twisted way to set an example? Are they playing the undead IRS? What is their game, really? Well, some might chalk this up to colossal stupidity. I am neither so forgiving nor tolerant to fraudsters who respect nothing but their own gain. I'm not blind to the fact that Reynard's completely MIA in this whole story. He's the big cheese, the head honcho of the entire affair. Though calling it an affair might be giving him too much credit. So why are they making it out like I'm the mastermind behind some global crime syndicate? Yeah, basically that's the reason why Sire left town. he knew the yeah he knew that the thing the keg was about to blow, so he left town, and we're stuck having to clean up the mess. So basically, we need the SAR for crime that he did. He's responsible. We have nothing to do with it.
This is not the time to be quiet, Raven.
You know what? Fuck him. I'm not going down without a fight. Not my RV, obviously. Don't. I'm not your scapegoat. I'm merely the chauffeur. That's not gonna fly. Lying with awe, saying that it's not my RV, I don't think it's gonna fly. Ish. The closest of these choice of answers that I want to give them is don't, I'm not your scapegoat. But I hope it will translate into them saying that the one that you want is actually my sire who's gone missing. Okay, hunger increases. Obviously, you found something. How could you not when you're the one who planted it here to begin with? Careful, Icarus. I've watched the Exonerated, I know the drill. Look, I get you need someone to pin this on, but you've got the wrong. Out of nowhere, something pierces my mind, shredding its defenses to dust. It's like my head's been turned inside out, exposing my very thought for their amusement. I whip my head towards the source of the eerie sensation, and boom, there's Khadir, the freaking sheriff with those piercing eyes, slicing through my layers of BS like it's cake.
I earnestly hope you're not taking me for a fool. That would be a misstep of monumental proportion, unlike anything these walls have witnessed.
I get a glimpse of Hazeling out of the corner of my eye, silently mouthing words that look suspiciously like, I beg to differ. Right then, a curved sword appears in Khadir's hand, as though he's just pulled it straight from thin air. Or maybe I'm just going nuts. Honestly, I'd be totally shitting my pants right now if that part of me wasn't offline.
I'm not here for your games, little Raven. Choose your next words carefully.
Would argue this utter lunacy clears her of charges. She couldn't even cobble together a feeble story, much less orchestrate clandestine trading of this magnitude. And yarn spinning is supposed to be your clan's forte, isn't it? Last chance, my dear. Is there anything of substance you wish to add? Holy shit. This can't really be happening, right? What's my move? What would Reynard do? Reynard. If he had the decency to pop up or at least toss me a fucking heads up, I wouldn't be knee deep in this disaster. Is he really in trouble? Or what if he bailed on me? Got a hint the Camarilla was breathing down his neck and decided I'm the perfect scapegoat? Nah, that doesn't sound like him. Why target me and not Reynard? Sure, he's gone now, but could they really be that clueless about him? Totally lost, but I do know what he would probably do. His move would be to look out for number one, spill the beans, more than necessary, to buy some time. Time is gold, and with enough of it, maybe there's a chance to wiggle out of this mess. It's all nothing now, hit the jackpot or end up porcupine with stakes. Guess there's not much point in playing dumb, huh?
Couldn't agree more.
Game on. Alright then. So, I indeed entangled up in this little blood trafficking operation, playing a pretty crucial part, if I do say so myself, though I guess not everyone's on the board with that assessment. I do the logistic, pushing merchandise through a series of dark web channels. Every eyebrow in the room goes up, except for the cigarette aficionado in the back, who let out a slight smirk. I mean, a little control drama never hurts in a short con. All totally secure and anonymous. No slip about, you know, our thing. Everything masked by the hustle of more mundane black markets. No way we're blowing the masquerade. We deal in store blood, as you might have caught on. Not just any blood, though. Our merc is a little jazzed up. Thaumaturgically enhanced, to be exact. It's the only way they would work, as you're well aware. I am, but that's not for you to find out. Right, of course. Oh, and we also deal with, let's just call them family treasure. But honestly, this is more like a side gig than anything serious. We're extremely careful on picking our client and really thorough when it comes to making deals. You know, the tradition and all. I was sure we'd never even come close to breaking them. At least, that's what he led me to believe. I had a hunch there were some dodgy dealings in this more secret ventures. To deny that would be a flat-out lie, but let's be real, I'm way outside the inner circle to have a real sway in those parts of his enterprise. For a brief moment, an uneasy silence sweeps over the room. His enterprise? Is this a joke? Exactly who is this he you're referring to? I give it my all to appear as blameless as possible. I presume you knew it was my sires who's masterminding it all. The room's heavy silence soon filled with hushed whispers following my revelation. Good. If fortune is on my side, I might just live to see another moonrise. Indeed, how fortuitous. And your sire would be... There's only one other notable rogue in this city who comes to mind. Someone dipping in and out, known for their shifty nature, of which I was somewhat aware. Reynard Castle. You'll need it, Chief. Sir. Another brief moment of silence gets interrupted by the girl in black who addresses the sheriff. I can practically hear the cogs turning in your head, Kadir. What's your take on it? Truth be told, it does add up, though I had it pegged more as a con artist than a trafficker. Then why hasn't he apprehended yet, Sheriff? Are you secretly endorsing activities that impede the Circle system's operation? For your own good, Payne, I'll pretend I didn't catch that. Or would you care to question my dedication to our cause again? Be warned, my patient wears extremely thin these nights. Can we put this bickering on hold at this for the moment? An opportunity staring me in the face. How could I resist squeezing myself right into it? One more thing. Rayner and I had a meeting lined up with a client a few hours back, but he never showed up. In the whole year and a half I've been in this gig, he never just vanished like this. And what do you make of it? Now, with the floodgates of truth wide open, it's time to dive into the art of flying my ass off. To be honest, I'm not sure. But now that I think of it, he's changed over the past month, becoming a lot more erratic than usual. Ready for my theory? I'm pretty sure he caught wind of your lot and decided to feed me to the flame while he made a run for it. Whether they're swallowing my story or they're just starting my presence, it feels like I'm nudging things the way I want them. Not everyone's convinced, though. An unwitting pawn betrayed by her master? A likely story. Suitable for the stage indeed. But in this context, if I may... Damn it, Patrick! Don't go getting yourself into... Baron's warning arrives a bit too late. Instantly, the others shift their focus, fixing their eyes on the caitiff with unmistakable hostility. It's clear they're not exactly fond of him. Patrick. Since you have already disrupted the proceedings, you might as well say your piece, mediator. Ah. So Padraig is the caitiff who mediates between the Anarch and the Camarilla. Very well then. I'm inclined to believe her, at least in the aspect most significant to the interests of our allies. Thanks, you mysterious weirdo. As ever, your assertion remains devoid of substance. My guy's advice is pretty much always on point. His track record speaks of itself. The sheriff has a point that seems to hold water. Her sire might just be the one at fault. She's essentially a non-entity, is she not? A nobody that slipped under the radar until, by a stroke of sheer bad luck, got caught red-handed. Do excuse the pun.
When you give it another look, the evidence you have collected should indeed back up that claim quite convincingly. And what grounds your intricate evaluation precisely? My judgment is shaped by your vast experience and simply tempered by reasoning and intuition. Chooses little regarding the consequences she must face for complicity in her sire's crimes. It's do or die.
How about I serve you Reynard's head on a silver platter in exchange for mine unscathed on my shoulders? Kadir stares, spins me under silent disapproval, but he lets me, as the curly-haired asshole put it, spin my yarn. I know all these secret spots in this town, plus the spot he wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. I'm wired into his network, his contacts. I got his playbook down, and I can stay one step ahead of him with ease. Just give me a chance, and we'll all be thanking our lucky stars by the end.
They slip into a quiet introspection, or maybe they're just playing a round of mental chess, trying to read each other's mind without uttering a word.
I have reservation about this daring proposition. Consider a potential fallout if this entire situation spirals out of control.
Kadir throws up his hand, clearly over dealing with my case.
Capturing this whelp proved hardly a challenge. I wouldn't sweat the idea of catching her again. What's more, entrusting her with Castle resolves two issues at once. It swiftly eliminates her presence and enables us to prioritize genuine concerns. But someone has to keep a constant watch over her. Valerie, perhaps one of yours?
A batshit crazy idea burst into my mind. The kind of gamble that could either turn out brilliantly or spectacularly implode. Let the dice roll. How about him? I jab my finger towards the quiet caitiff. Padrek, was it? His expression shifts to one of utter confusion as he catches the subtle smirk of the council members.
Surely you're not considering. This could play out quite favorably, I must admit.
Quite favorably indeed.
Holy shit, it actually worked.
Very well. Padrek Conroy, I hereby appoint you as the agent caretaker of this ravenous neonate.
I hate to break it to you, Sheriff, but this call is out of your turf. It is without anarchs, and you know it well enough.
Technically, when he took on the role of peacemaker for our cliques, he acquired a level of neutrality, so yeah.
Kadir rejects his gaze to the caitiff.
Your responsibility is to ensure she fulfills the assignment within 4 nights, starting now. Any slip-ups is on our end will reflect on your record as well. Do we have an understanding?
4 nights. Not a whole lot, but better than nothing. Padrek's resigned nod mirrors exactly how I feel.
Now, back to where we were.
Their sudden disinterest in me is as clear, get out of here signal. Seems like I've managed to slide from one pit to another, but hey, I bought myself a little time. In my world, that's precious currency. Unless, of course, that caitiff turns out to be a wild card. Alright, up in the air, we win queens. I bought myself some time to find Reynard and scry out this city before the Camarilla catches on. The only trouble is this caitiff tech is cleaning up to my back, which honestly is kind of my own fault. I need to figure out how to shake him off. Okay. We might not need air to nourish our vitae, but I still let out a sigh of relief when the door to Elysium slammed shut behind us. Talk about a crew of entitled assholes holed up in their ivory tower, sneering at kindred just scraping by to make dead-end meats. I hope they get a nice sharp stake to the foot. But hey, it's all good. My golden words and silver tongue managed to buy me some time to find Raynor and get the hell out of Dodge before those clowns catches on what we're already hitting the West Coast. The only hiccup for now is Keep making that face at me and it might just stick that way. Shut your eyes and trust me then, or yeah, quit staring for good. Then maybe it's time you shut your eyes, pal, and let me navigate us to our destination. Just give it a 10 count before peeping. I would rather we didn't. He pauses mid-sentence. Actually, on second thought, that might just stop the chart of the worst suggestion I've been privy to tonight. And believe me, it has some heavy competition. Don't worry, there's more to come. I haven't played my final card yet. Stay optimistic. I whirled around, his exasperated sigh chasing after me. Be what may, this caitiff thick is gotta go. Look, the sun is about to rise. We can pick up this little dance of ours again tomorrow night, okay? Let's get moving. My haven isn't even in this part of town. Hold up. What do you mean your haven? Alright, hear me out. I get that this whole thing is a bit of a pain for the both of us. Trust me, I have no more desire to mind you than you have to be minded. But let's rewind for a second. You were the one who picked me out at Elysium and get us both into this mess. If I let you out of my sight, things will get proper unpleasant for me. And believe me, I'm speaking from experience. But you will be torn to shreds by Kahir's hound before you could say oops. They'll sniff you out sooner rather than later, and that is a stone cold fact. So how about we skip the theatrics and you tag along to a place I know is safe. We can regroup and figure out our next move come nightfall. He stops mid-sentence. Fingers crossed for whatever is the kindred version of a stroke. Maybe I could slip away and get into my RV. No, your RV is completely off the table. My RV is just fine. I got plenty of other options. Keep it zip, Caitiff. The fuck's wrong with my RV? Valerie took her sweet time turning it inside out. Plus, the spot you parking isn't exactly the epitome of safety, putting it mildly. It's a fortress on wheels, steel shutters and everything. It kept me from turning to ash so far, hasn't it? Why does its parking spot suddenly matter? Believe me, this night's location is everything. He stays silent for a moment, likely thinking he's gained the upper hand in our verbal spar. Still counted as my win, nevertheless, he starts yapping again soon after. In any case, we need a place to rest, and my haven is the safest choice. I'd really hate to resort to violence, but don't presume I won't drag you there if the needs arise. It's your call. Every time I don't get a say, it somehow turns out to be my call. Come on, what do you think I'll do, run away? Obviously. Oh, ye of little faith. Would I try to build on you on Christmas night? You sticking around might just count as a true holiday miracle. And no, I don't bank on holiday miracles. If you are under the impression I'll let you out of my sight, then you're clearly not paying attention. Come on, that's not dilly-dally. Dilly-dally? Did they embrace him in the Dickens novel? Talk about being charming. Alright, after you. Stubborn as I am, turns out Mr. Thin and Mean over there is just as immovable, arguing less futile. Time for a different approach. I toss him a thoughtful glance, noticing him leisurely fiddling with one of those ugly rings adorning every conceivable part of his hands. What a jerk. My gang would eat him alive, but I can deal with him on my own just fine. All I need is a little bit of inspiration. After a quick look around, a couple of schemes starts to take shape. That bouncer looks easy to fool. How about a magic trick? Let's play the Hungry as Hell card. Okay, I'm gonna play hungry. I spy with my little eye a handful of mortal daring to navigate the frosty street. Many of them stagger along on the frozen sidewalks, whether from the ice or generous helpings of alcohol they've indulged in the earlier. Quite the tempting scene. Not exactly famished, I managed to grab a bite on the road before hitting New York. But the cative's in the dark about that, and honestly, I'm pretty skilled at acting the part of the hungry predator, if I do say so myself. I halt abruptly, allowing a series of convulsing twitches to seize me. What's with the drama now? I'm feeling off, haven't fed in a bit, it's starting to get to me. I don't think I can handle it much longer. You're telling me you cannot endure for a few more hours? No! With my clan, hunger hits differently. Swift and merciless. Just how we are. Been there once. Never want to go back. He shoots me a look filled with skepticism. I just mimic a shiver, my body quaking as if I'm starved. Yeah, I'm lying alright, but he doesn't know that. Ravnos of a rare sight, practically unheard of around here or anywhere really. So in his eyes, my performance could be genuine. To further my agenda, I press a hand to my temple, my eyes striking a solitary figure puffing away in the nearby nook. Had that Valerie skank not blindsided me, I might have... Alright, enough. Just make it quick. I'll stay close just in case. We make our way towards the isolated figure. Padraig's positioned himself to block any escape, while I face our target. The guy blows out a cloud of smoke, his eyes dazed, mumbling under his breath. Sorry, pal. Threat increase. As I lean in as if I want to give him the kiss, but instead I push him hard, sending him stumbling straight into Padraig's open arms. And just like that, the guy topples to the ground while the caitiff somehow remains upright despite being thrown off balance. It's my cue to seize the moment and zoom away in the opposite direction, pushing my legs as fast as they'll go. I have no idea where I'm going, but solitude sounds perfect right now. Even after everything tonight, it looks like I'm on a roll. Must be that Ravnos charm working its magic. I instantly regret my choice the moment I dash into an alleyway. A dodgy crew handling crates that seems to be filled with combat gear snaps their attention towards me in the moment I make my entrance. Oh no! And they see my inhuman speed. Shit! Alright, we found some pro hunters. When they have combat gear, night vision goggles, and shotguns and flamethrowers, they mean business. In Queens, no less. Ah! The squeaker is back. Caleb, look! Oh, come on. What did I ever do to you, Lady Luck, to jinx me like that? Oh, you have a red hair guy. Squad, to your position! They begin to circle me, exchanging nods. It's only then I notice their tactical gear and the unmistakable outline of wooden stakes. Is this the infamous Special Affairs Division? The SAD? Seriously, fuck my own life. Renard was spot on. I'm always too quick to pop the champagne. Back off, would you? This isn't going to end well for you.
Shut your filthy gob, leech!
He whips out a stake to compensate for his shaky tone. I'm not one for head-on combat, but it's way past the time for cunning.
From the sides! No!
They come at me all at once with an attack surprisingly uncoordinated for a such well-equipped team. That disarray is the only reason that I may survive this. As a flash of heat surges through me, their movement seems to slow down. Grab the first one by the arm as he swings with a knife at me, driving my nails into his armpit. Everything turns a shade of red I found disturbingly pleasant. Next, I leap and spin, taking the squeaky girl down with a kick that leaves her neck at a grotesque angle, her body crumpling to the ground. Their leader waves a stake in hesitation, searching for an opening.
Bring it on, you undead whore!
I don't give him this chance. In an instant, I'm at his throat, tearing and ripping. His blood washes over my skin like a hot shower. It feels comforting. As the chaos fades, there I am, perfectly unharmed amid the carnage, swept up in a rush of victory. Tonight is definitely my night. But then, reality strikes, quite literally. Knocked onto my knees and suddenly dazed, I scramble to get up. I need to get out before the caitiff catches up. As I try to rise, A kick sends me sprawling. Another tug, one that I miss, sits on top of me, stake in hand, aims straight at my heart. I react instantly, bucking my hips and reaching for his elbow, ready to tear and rip, but I can't. And I don't have to. Suddenly hands encircle the tug's neck, twisting it into a complete circle reminiscent of some horror movie owl. He drops beside me, lifeless as the caitiffs casually retrieve the stakes. So, hunger took you out, huh? Piss off! I believe thank you is the phrase you're looking for. Should be glad I caught up to you so quickly. He extends his hand with grace, and there's a part of me itching to grab it. To pull it, I'd literally take him down a peg. But I let the moment pass. The growls worn me out, and dawn's creeping up on us. I refuse his help, pushing myself up with a mix of pride and fatigue. Why don't you hold on to the stake? Consider it a memento of the time you nearly got taken out by a few hunters and needed my intervention. A slice of humble pie, if you will. I tucked the stake into my belt bag, feeling more awkward about it than I cared to show. For the record, I had it under control. But wait, hunters? Of course. You didn't seriously think it was the sad, did you? He lets out a chuckle, the first one I heard from him. Feels out of place, I think. Do not take it personally, but if it were the sad you were up against, you would have been taken out before you even realized it was a threat. They're too well organized and too professional. These guys, however... He sweeps his hands around, gesturing towards the fallen hunters. They haven't quite mastered the element of surprise. Still, running into that many in one place? I know Kadir mentioned something about a locust swarm back at Elysium, but shit, that's more than just bad luck. Indeed. New York is nowhere near as safe as our kind as it once was. This is not your typical hunter behavior. It's an anomaly, and its sources is still unknown. Until we figure it out, I strongly advise against sprinting like a demented cheetah, biting whatever is within arm's reach, or showing off your unique powers. For your own safety, assume you're under constant surveillance. Choose your moments wisely. It's the second time I'm hearing this kind of warning tonight. Maybe I should actually start paying attention. And you might want to rethink your attempts to ditch me. I might not arrive in time to save you the next time you get in trouble. The next time seems to have me all figured out. Alright, maybe sticking with you might have some benefits. Am I hearing things, or was that a compliment? Don't let it get to your head, and don't expect a repeat. Now, how about that haven of yours? At the Bronx? Patrick's Haven is quite high. Okay. So when he said that it was not near, he was right. The sun's about to rise, and I have more than enough for one night. All I need is to sink into the deep, dark void of rest. And tonight, Patrick's Haven isn't the place to be. The walk feels endlessly long. Try to focus on the task of locating Reynard, but my thoughts just won't line up right. Definitely not a promising end to the night. Before I know it, we're already there. This is our stop. Let's head inside. Dawn is nearly upon us. He steps through the door first, but leaves it open for me. I see it as a slight sign of trust. Or maybe I'm just too exhausted to be on the lookout for tricks. Home sweet home. This looks awfully like one of Langley's apartments in Coteries of New York. It's been remodeled, but it feels awfully like that right now. Peeking into a kindred's haven is kind of like trying to read their diary, assuming they have one, of course. Our van, which I share with my crew, might tell a story of covert operation, daring escapes, and tight-knit camaraderie. For those with a flair for drama, that is. To anyone else, could be just seen like a mobile hideout for a few smugglers. Granted, I haven't exactly been a guest in many havens, but this one, practically shouting its love affair with books and a certain, let's say, relaxed approach to tidiness that Patrick probably didn't expect to have company like ever. Every inch of it is covered in books, papers, and random notes. A wild mosaic of ideas, from the mundane to the outright unhinged. I swear, there are even scribbles on napkins in the mix. Patrick seems a little bit flustered, then I caught his haven in such disarray. He rushes to clean up, picking up an armful of paper along the way. Make yourself at home, the couch is all yours. At least the windows are still open, have been secured with steel shutters. All in all, the place feels rather cozy. A pretty decent haven, I think. Just a tad too lonely for my tastes. Ask about the papers, check out his book collection, look out the window. Let's check the book collection. Among the clutter, a vast collection of James Joyce stands out, surrounded by other books that feels more like homework than leisure reading. Patrick's choice in literature definitely on the no fun side. The stack of papers he's clutching is kept under wraps and impossible to read, but the ones littering the rest of the space, they're up for grabs. I stretch my neck to get a closer look, ditching any attempt to be sneaky, only to find some disjointed snippets about history, voices, oracles, and the like. I shoot him a disappointed frown, only to be met with his painfully blank gaze. Clearly, someone's got their poker face down pat. History buff. Don't think this the wrong way, but you totally gave up that vibe. Why would I take it the wrong way? In a casual shrug, and he offers a smile in return. It's not exactly brimming with joy, but hey, I'll take what I can get. Get some rest. We got a busy night ahead of us. It's hard to put up a fight against common sense, especially when you're running on empty. I give him a vague wave, settle onto the couch, among a few stray papers, let myself sink into the deep, dark void of rest. A few hours prior. What's this? Tremere Laboratory, intermission night 1. Uh-oh! The steady drone of machinery blends with the aroma of ancient dust and robust alchemy, conjuring a palpable atmosphere that teases the senses. It's a relentless reminder of the raw power in action, a sensation that never leaves you, no matter how far away you go. It is a common theme across Tremere Labs, or did she add a personal twist just for my sake? Bah, that's beside the point tonight. Tonight, the stakes are sky high. No room for getting sidetracked. I'm only going to ask this once. You understand all the specifics, correct? The procedures and the risks that come with it? My gaze drifts down to my necklace, the symbol of my cause. I nod in silent agreement. Make no mistake. Should you attempt to violate our agreement, I have my methods to track you down. Believe me, that would be far less pleasant than what's coming next.
Let's just get this over with, shall we?
I'm instantly hit with pain so intense it feels like my flesh is being torn asunder. And no matter how much I try, I can't black out for even the briefest moment of blissful reprieve. My consciousness clings on, as stubborn as I am, as if making me pay for my plentiful sins, or paving the road for the new ones to come. But the agony is worth it. So is the price that's coming after. The beginning. Complete the beginning chapter. New York, night 1. And that is how we're gonna end the night. Do you wish to end the night? Well, there's nothing else for me to do, so yeah. Daytime, night 2. December 24, 6 nights until New Year's